living the dream. I'm in love with the lights. This is not just a game. This here is my life. Put the cameras on me, yeah. Put the cameras on me.
Hello, everybody. Live from beautiful Las Vegas on the Strip, it is the OZone. I'm your host, Omar Miller. I'm here with my brother Terry, and we just witnessed an absolute positive knockout. I mean, I'm talking about a thump, go to sleep, say goodnight, Gracie knockout. How did you feel about it, John?
I don't know if you was talking about the Elvis revival show or
no,
the actual Deontay Wilder.
This is what we're talking about right here,
Pillow talk.
and you can hear it.
And the arena went silent.
I can't explain to you guys what was what's going on outside with the wheelie. We're 40 floors up. That guy's driving really fast. So this fight was crazy because I'm here to tell you, King Kong was winning the fight. He was about to go up 7-0 on my card. 6-1 if I'm being generous.
You're being generous.
And once again, age betrayed him.
Once again.
But he had an excellent game plan. You could see that he had trained, he had tightened up, he was light on his toes. He made Deontay look slow. And he made him gun shy because he got in him early. What'd you see in the fight?
Well, I saw domination early and in between. Literally, King Kong stayed, if he could have stayed focused all the way through to the last part of the 7th round, he could have walked away with a victory tonight. But what he did was get a little callous, a little lazy, a little comfortable with 4 seconds left.
He got comfortable.
4 seconds left in the fight.
In the round,
which was the fight. But you pointed out something that was awesome, which was he got up. And there was no time left on the clock.
This is a serious problem. And, okay, let's not get it twisted. Deontay Wilder knocked him out.
Sleep.
A vicious 1-2. And
was it a 1-2 or was it just a 1? It was a 1. I think it was a tap and a 1.
Yeah.
Look at it. I don't think it was a 1-2 though.
You tapping?
Watch it run back. I don't think it was just a one hitter quitter.
Nah, man. He tapped him and then sleeper cell. But the point being, regardless of what ended up happening with that, the point being is Ortiz moved him off of that heavy right hand for 6 rounds.
He defended it. He kept him off balance. He had Deontay falling for feints. He turned him. He angles.
Never let Deontay's feet get set.
Had him hurt.
He had him hurt. He hit him hard, and he had him hurt. He went to the body.
Yes, but not enough. But what I want you guys to watch is to watch it right before King Kong gets knocked out. He takes a breath. He tries to keep himself composed. And in that time period, which was probably maybe 1 second, maybe 2, is where Deontay set his feet and landed that punch that he's been looking for all night. He walked around loaded up on the right hand all night.
All night. And Deontay, to his credit, said before on the PBC Fight Camp, for him to win, he's got to be perfect for 12 rounds. For me to win, I got to be perfect for 2 seconds.
And kudos to him as well, Deontay, because he showed a great chin.
He got hit hard tonight.
Several times.
He
was in trouble. He got hurt in the first round.
He got hurt in every round almost.
Yeah.
He got hurt a lot in this fight. And once again, what he did was what Deontay always does is he got bailed out by his right hand. But Lou DiBella put something out tonight on Twitter. Pardon our voices, but we were yelling at the fight. And by the way, let's paint the picture for you. I mean, all kind of people are at the fight. We went back and walked out Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
The Iron Mike, the champ, always shows love. There was, and he smelled like Chief Keef because Mike is big on that green nowadays.
I was wondering who that was.
That was Mike.
Oh, okay.
All kind of people we met tonight. It was just fantastic. And we sat and watched the fight with Booker T. WWE fan.
The man.
And boy, oh boy, was that a great time. Now, the thing that I saw in the fight tonight was the same thing that we see consistently when people fight Deontay Wilder.
Too much respect?
Yes.
Not enough body work because they give too much respect, because I really don't think that the formula is that difficult to beat Deontay Wilder. Which I like him. The formula is not difficult. To execute the formula might be difficult.
There you go.
But the formula is not difficult.
The formula is actually simple
because he's
the formula is difficult.
Exactly, because he's a light heavyweight.
Yes.
In that sense.
At 220 versus guys that are all walking around at 250.
Right. And like I was telling you earlier, what most of these fighters need to do is go back and watch Evander Holyfield versus George Foreman. Evander Holyfield came up with a great strategy because before Deontay Wilder, George Foreman had the highest knockout ratio of any heavyweight in history.
Yeah.
And what he
knocked people out.
I mean, with body shots.
And they stayed out.
And it wasn't even you're going to get up.
You are not getting up.
If you did, it was just to get put in the ambulance. So basically.
As Joe Frazier said, the only mistake I made was signing that contract. I should have never fought George Foreman.
Lifted him off the ground. But beat Ken Norton to death. But what he did in that fight, meaning Evander Holyfield, was that he did not let George Foreman extend his arms or his punches. He stayed in the middle of his chest, and he never let him get completely loose on him. And this is something that they don't do with Deontay Wilder. And also, you need to put in more work on his body and lay on him. But he's not good at fighting on the inside. So with that, you have to take him inside the phone booth.
He is also not good at pressure.
No.
Which is the phone booth that you're talking about.
Yeah.
What we saw tonight was when King Kong actually was the aggressor, which was the first 6.5 rounds of the fight, Deontay looked confused. Like, he didn't just look bad. He looked confused.
Befuddled. Totally.
He didn't know what to do.
Yeah. And biggest
because his main punch, if you can take it away from him, he has limited other options.
Right. And he should rely on the jab more, but he doesn't.
Got a great jab.
Yeah, so what King Kong did was to keep him off of his mark for all the way up until that last punch that he got. But what he should have done was just to stay focused in that last 4 seconds. If he wasn't going to throw a punch, wait until the next round. I mean, it's hindsight, but he could have executed that. I saw him literally where we were sitting ringside, take a deep breath and get ready to finish him off because he had Deontay in trouble. But King Kong is older than, and his
dated age.
Yeah, and his senses let him down. His spider senses let him down because he was just a takeoff.
Now let's talk about this though, because Lou DiBella brings up a great point when Lou DiBella's a boxing promoter. He used to work with Deontay Wilder, and he brings up a great point. He said this whole narrative that Deontay Wilder is trash has got to go, because any fighter that can end the fight of another elite fighter, any elite fighter in the world, at any second of the fight is a specific talent.
Right.
And he's right. And what I saw tonight, let's flip the script. What I saw tonight was very disappointing in the sense that for some reason people don't seem like they like Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, well, paint the picture for him though, because when they showed his name, face, or whatever on the Jumbotron or the big screen or whatever, people booed.
Well, no. Hold on a second, because the picture we need to paint is it was real buzzy when he came out. He came out in his weird, like, medieval costume where he looks like half the Last Dragon.
Little Shogun going. Nice Shogun work. I like that. Little Budokan.
Little Budokan with a nice gold trim. What can we do? Nice gold trim. He's a champ. Come on, want from him. And
keeping it pure.
And he came in, and the crowd was silenced quickly because he didn't throw any punches. I don't care what CompuBox told you at home. He was not throwing punches.
And if he did, he was not landing, because even a punch that we saw in the fight, a big right that looked like landed,
was blocked. And he thought that it was, you could see that he thought that he was going to be able to land this punch, which he eventually was. But he got hurt several times in the fight.
He was hurt in the first round.
When Ortiz buzzed him. And what ends up happening is he is so gun shy. He's so scared to throw that right that he took punishment. And the bigger man was moving backwards the whole fight. The taller man was moving backwards
The most powerful man
is moving backwards most of the fight. Now, the issue that I take issue with is throughout the fight, the crowd goes silent because they're there for Deontay. And then they go silent. And suddenly, after Ortiz rocks him a few times, everybody is there for Ortiz. They start chanting King Kong. They start chanting Ortiz.
I disagree.
And then they started booing Deontay Wilder.
They booed him when he came in the ring.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I heard it. That's why I was devastated, because actually I don't understand why people are upset with Deontay Wilder. What did he do? He's almost like Anthony Joshua. Everybody hates these guys who haven't really done anything. You want the guy, literally the bad guys, to win usually. And Ortiz is not a bad guy though.
No.
But
he's like a great guy.
Yeah, but for some reason, guys like Deontay Wilder, I would like to know, what is it that rubs people the wrong way with Deontay Wilder?
because we know what rubs him the right way. Everybody went completely bonkers after he knocked him out.
Yeah.
He's knocked out 40-something dudes. And
he's had 42 fights with 41 knockouts, right?
What do you want from him? And that's what you pay for with the big boys. You
Right.
don't pay for it to go to the cards with the big guys.
Well, and actually, when you get a quality opponent with the big boys, usually somebody's going to sleep. Very rare do the big boys go to distance, unless you're fighting a guy like Tyson Fury, who's an actual boxer who relies on his jabs. He doesn't really have a lot of knockouts. He's going to try to outpoint you.
Right.
But
that's his plan.
Yeah, but when you talk about guys like Joshua and Ortiz, and all those
Wilder.
guys, somebody's going to sleep.
Yeah.
Very rare do those fights go the distance.
Yeah. So it was just interesting to me, and I still haven't seen it, but apparently in the post fight, that's exactly what Wilder said. He said, "You guys are supposed to be bringing me up, not taking me down." So I don't know what it is that makes people, do that. So here you go. Let's listen to what he said to Sky Sports after the fight.
Confident in my ability and my skill. I tell people all the time, my intellect is very high in the ring, so I know exactly what I'm doing. I had to calculate Ortiz perfectly. He's a very dangerous fighter in that ring, as you can see. That's why no other heavyweight want to give him the opportunity. He's very smart. And once I got him, I set him up, and then there was the shot. I always say these guys have to be perfect. They have to be perfect. For 12 rounds, I don't have to be perfect for 2 seconds. And each and every time I prove that.
He was pretty perfect for the first 6 rounds. He boxed beautifully with the left hand, and it seemed like you took time getting going. But was it all a game plan just to land that one shot?
It definitely was a game plan. Like I said, I had to calculate it with him. I wasn't getting tired. I wasn't getting fatigued. I was having a lot of fun. I seen that he was getting a little tired. He was wearing down. So, and once that point came about, and I seen my range, I had my distance, bam, baby, good night.
Iron Mike Tyson here, Lennox Lewis. Do you think you're the biggest puncher since Tyson?
I mean it hands down. I don't really have to say it with my words. My action proves it each and every time.
Is it Tyson Fury next in February?
Tyson Fury is definitely next, and then after that, I want unification bout with ever the winner.
Joshua and Ruiz.
Exactly, but right now we're ready for Tyson Fury. Hopefully he's ready for me. I know his trainer's here. Hope his trainer then got some notes down, and I'm ready. I'm ready to go at any given time in any given moment, and February looking like our time.
I don't think he's going to beat Tyson Fury. I mean, honestly, every time I watch him fight, it seems like he should
keep falling for all these feints.
Well, usually heavyweights don't feint against each other because it's so dangerous.
So dangerous.
But the problem is that I thought that he would grow from his fight from Tyson Fury, and I haven't seen any growth from that. He's literally relying on one punch. And I know people are down on Anthony Joshua, but if he fights Anthony Joshua does not have his type of power, but he does have power in both of his hands. He's fundamentally sound, and he had a bad night, just like a lot of fighters have bad nights.
I mean, Deontay Wilder had a bad night tonight.
And he could literally put Deontay Wilder down and out, because Deontay Wilder has not been able to meet anybody at his skill set at this point yet in his career. So if you fight a guy that's
Fury, I would say, and that
Fury,
was still him on the comeback.
Yeah, but that was him on the comeback. He wasn't actually himself. This time when you get out there, you're going to find a Tyson Fury that's a little bit better than what he was. And you actually don't have to be that much better than what he was that night, because he actually won that fight. With the fans, not with,
not on the cards.
Not on the cards, but with the fans, and with actually from a boxing perspective, he actually won the fight.
Well, it was a pretty incredible night tonight. I really enjoyed the fight. Listening to Deontay talk, he took punishment this fight, but listening to him talk, you hear him say stuff. You don't know if it's true or not. I don't think it was the plan.
It definitely was not the plan.
Now the plan may have been. It seemed as though everybody knows that Ortiz is older. At which point everybody's waiting for him to, a little bit later in the fight, which doesn't service him. But I didn't see Ortiz getting tired. I didn't see Ortiz.
I saw Ortiz having him in trouble, and just like this is where his age,
betrayed him.
It betrayed him, because he actually couldn't throw that punch trying to set him up. And I do believe in my heart that he saw that punch coming, but he couldn't do anything about it.
This is what I'm saying. Usually it's a punch you don't see that knocks you out. All right, let's go to something else, because I'm watching it right now. Honest to God, Deontay put him out. He's out on his feet. Kenny Bayless, I'm thinking that's Kenny and not his brother. Kenny Bayless stops the fight, waves the fight off. There's 4 seconds left in the round.
When he got dropped.
He's standing up. I don't know if you need. I mean, he probably gets knocked out the next round because it's going to take him a while to recover from that.
Maybe.
But Ortiz beats the count.
Yes.
Not enough is being said about Ortiz beating the count.
He's giving me the Richard Steele with Meldrick Taylor and Julio Cesar Chavez
Only
a
difference
little
is
bit.
that was literally the last round. Now Ortiz is stuck. Don't get it twisted. You can watch his eyes. He's glazed.
Yeah, they gave him the milkshake.
He's trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
But he could have gone to
up.
his corner. He could have got some ice. He could have got some water.
And could have get some air. That's what
And
he
get
needs.
some air in his brain.
Yeah. Because he just didn't pay his electric bill, and you need some.
I'm not a fan.
On.
Just so you guys know, I'm not a fan. I'm not trying to get anybody brain damage. I'm not looking for anybody to take any punishment. He didn't take any punishment except that punch.
That was it. I mean, literally.
So it's not like you're
Not
watching
that-
a
not that
fight
that
where
wasn't
it's
enough,
like,
but I'm just saying.
clearly that was enough. I don't want to take that punishment.
Literally, even the punches that he did take, he never took a combination. Deontay hit him with his left, not his right.
He hit him hard with his left and not
Deontay
his
is
right.
saying that he set him up, but what I'm telling you is just because what Deontay said as well to sign off on what I was saying earlier, it was about distance.
Yes.
And this is, did you hear him say
Yeah, I heard him say it.
And you
He
need
got
to
his range.
and you need to take that away from him, which Ortiz did for the most of the fight. And then all it takes is one time to slip up. And he slipped up. He got not comfortable. I don't want to say that he was comfortable, but he got a little callous, and he had to pay the price for that.
Right.
I mean,
I would say comfort, because you know what? There was a couple
because he had him in trouble.
He had him in trouble, and also he had actually tasted the power clearly in the first fight. Deontay touched him a couple times, and he didn't seem impressed tonight.
But he touched him with the left. He never hit him with the right.
He hit him
flush.
with the right, but not flush. No, not flush.
And
If you watch this,
this
he
is a
moves
temple
his head
shot
into the punch.
Yeah, and this is a
Watch this. This is wild. He moves
this
his
is
head
a temple
into the
shot,
punch.
and this is not the shot that you hit him on his neck and almost could make you lose your oodles. But one of the things that was awesome about it that when Deontay hit him, he knew he was asleep.
Oh, he knew. He knew. He looks dead at the crowd. He looked straight at the crowd, and he looked right in our direction where we were sitting, folks. And that was the heavyweight champ, also known as the baddest man on the planet. Did you see the 1-2, and you see how he moves into the punch?
I'd run it back
He moves into the punch. It's kind of crazy.
because he got him going right finally.
And the whole night, that was the whole night, he was trying to get him to go right, and Ortiz had him going left to set him up to go into the situation.
Get him in the situation room
With Wolf. Freaking blitzer. So.
jab. Let's see, he didn't hit him. He threw that jab.
He threw the jab. That's
He missed
it.
it.
The 1-2. That's still the 1-2. He threw it.
That was just to get him to go right, and
Right.
he got him.
And he got him.
And-
And he moved him right into the space.
Yep.
Right into his strike zone. Well, shout out to the champ. American heavyweight. Longest reigning American heavyweight champ. And longest reigning champion in boxing right now, I do believe, if I heard that correctly. And
It was spectacular.
it was spectacular, and this is what people pay for.
Yeah.
If you watch the pay-per-view, you got your money's worth.
Yeah.
Don't be mad at Deontay Wilder. And I don't know why everybody's booing him and mad at him.
Yeah, he showed
I really
heart
don't.
as a champion. He showed heart. He was in trouble several times in the fight. He even when he got hurt earlier, you saw him bang on his chest and like, let's go. And I don't understand why people are mad at him, because he's doing his job and he's doing it well. He's doing it above average, and nobody else has been able to stop him. So you have to give him his credit.
100%.
I honestly feel like he's not the greatest heavyweight. I mean, if you look at his resume, he hasn't really, destroyed a lot of quality opponents, but he has beaten a lot of guys. 42 now.
Wins with 41 knockouts.
And most of the time he doubled
42,
up on dudes. He doubled up on
1.
Yeah. Doubled up on Stavern, on
He done most of that. The only guy that he
Ortiz,
doubled up on
and
is
Dominic Brazil,
these
right?
two guys. No, he never fought Brazil before.
Oh, no?
Nope. These are the only rematch. This is the time of the rematch for him. Stivern. And a lot of these rematches are coming because guys got caught busted doing dope.
Yeah.
So we can't front on that either. And he's never been tested dirty. He comes up clean with natural, crazy pop.
Yeah.
And that is impressive.
Like he said, it's a God-given gift.
It is. Moving on. Apparently, we're looking at a robbery out in England. At least that's what all the fans are saying. Callum Smith, widely considered and ranked as the number one super middleweight in the world at 168, was fighting in his own backyard against a fella named Ryder, who gave him all that he could handle. But when the final bell sounded, they went to the scorecards, and Callum Smith had won 9-3 and 10-2. It's a serious problem in boxing. Just wanted to bring this up. I did not see the fight. I need to see the fight. But what it makes me think about is, once again, how we've told you guys before, boxing is the only sport where no one knows the score until the fight is over.
Right, and they're talking about making some changes with that, which WBC would be awesome to incorporate that.
I just don't understand how it's a good thing. The suspense is great of knowing what they got to find a different way to do that.
But there's too many holes for some foul play.
That's what's going on, and we see it every week.
Yeah.
Every week we see it.
Can't have it every week, champ.
Come on, John.
I need
Yeah, it's a serious problem. And then in other news, in the fight that you guys gave me a lot of flack over telling you guys the truth, Kovalev basically came out and admitted that he wasn't serious about winning the fight against Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez since responded and said he's a sore loser, whatever. And, you know, it is what it is. But Kovalev came out and said, too many camps back to back to back. I took the fight on short notice. I wanted my $12 million, and it is what it is. I didn't ever think I had a chance to win the fight. That's what he actually said.
That's terrible, and this hurts
terrible for the sport.
And we spoke to some professional fighters.
We spoke to champion fighters tonight at the fight who talk about how dangerous that is for the sport.
Yeah,
who asked us if we thought the fight was fixed.
Yes, and they talk about, you know, a guy just not taking it serious enough, because these guys who are putting their lives on the line don't want to have the playing pool or the fighting pool dirtied like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not enough respect for the actual sport. Kovalev actually fleeced the people at this point, and it's not right. You know what I'm saying? Because he literally took the money and ran. Now now what are we supposed to do? You're supposed to, you know, respect Canelo as knocking out Kovalev. It makes it even more flawed than what it was in the first place.
Unbelievable.
And I'm not mad at Canelo, but I do honestly believe, I didn't believe that Canelo thought, now I believe that Canelo knows that things are amiss with his fights. I honestly believe that now. I didn't believe it before.
I don't think he knows.
I think
the thing with the boxers is the boxers, like Canelo, are willing to fight anybody. So naturally, you want to believe that it's all right. I don't think he knows. I think he did what.
You can't say, oh, he's a sore loser, because if Canelo,
what is he supposed to say?
The truth, because
which is what.
The truth is that he wasn't winning on any of the cards, but they had him ahead on the cards.
So what does Canelo Alvarez benefit from saying, yeah, I didn't feel like I was winning the fight on the cards. Good thing I knocked him out.
That would benefit a lot, because people can actually respect that when a guy like Kovalev comes out and says that he, you know, basically he just
what
took the
does
fight
it change? It changes nothing for Canelo.
Well, it changes the perception that the people have of him.
It's not all the people, though. This is the issue. Your casual fan believes what the broadcast tells them, and the broadcast told them that he was up 6-4 on the cards, which there was lying in them.
Much lying.
This is going to be interesting to see where it goes, to be honest, because Canelo is eventually going to have to fight somebody that's in their prime.
Well, he might not, but you know what happens usually? Somebody ends up sneaking up on you.
You get a creeper.
Somebody sneaks up on you that's going to take advantage of the opportunity and give him more than he can handle, even though he's cherry picking right now, which he should, because they've given him the opportunity and signed off on him to do that. But somebody will sneak up on you eventually to say, just like Andy Ruiz did, to say, you know what, I got my opportunity and I'm not going to squander it.
I'm ready. That somebody may be Callum Smith. All right, moving on. Now, there's been so much that happened. Last time we talked to you, Colin Kaepernick was in the midst of his workout, which we didn't know at the time. He had canceled. They called it a no-show, but he had canceled and moved the workout to a high school 60 miles away from where the original workout was. Only 8 of the 25 teams made the journey that were originally there to see him. There's a big brouhaha with Stephen A. Smith and Eric Reed. I'm sure you've heard about it all. And everything seems to come down to this waiver. Now, the question is, I'd like to read the waiver, because the question is, they're making it sound like, is this waiver a standard waiver, or is this waiver specifically tailored for Colin Kaepernick so that he can't take legal action against the NFL?
Well, it's not supposed to be in question, because it's literally designed for him And
But what I'm saying
it's
is
not standard issue.
See, then I don't know that, and if that's the case, then I don't know why anybody would think that the NFL should get the benefit of the doubt in this situation.
That's what I stated the last time.
Yeah.
There had to be something. They're not going to just let him come and do that. Why? What is the purpose of him even having a showcase when you already know that he has a talent, at least enough talent to be a backup quarterback?
I agree. And I don't understand why people are holding on to this farce of an idea that Colin Kaepernick's going to get a job in the NFL.
Well, he might be able, but it would just be carrying water for somebody because that's the only thing they're going to let him do that. They won't even let him do that, huh, John?
They won't let him do that. They won't. He has gone to war with the NFL, and that's it. It kind of puts you in the mind of what happened with Barry Bonds and Major League Baseball. When Barry Bonds retired, there's no way you can tell me Barry Bonds couldn't still put up 30, 40 bombs as a DH.
Well, and he's going to bat 300.
Barry Bonds is going
and
to
give you 100 walks, and he's going to have the highest on base percentage and everything
in baseball.
else. But he got blackballed because he would not play the game.
Yeah, it is what it is, and I don't know. People keep going back and forth. I can't tell you how many people that I've spoken to who just want to believe that Jay-Z is some sort of savior figure that was going to make sure things go the right way. This is all a grand collusion. And the issue that I have is I'm not crying for Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick nor his family are missing a meal behind this. Nike has, I just read something the other day. It said Nike had gained $26 billion or some crazy number on a market cap since the Kaepernick situation broke. And they backed him. He's good. Financially, he's good. It's wrong what they're doing to him, but he's good.
But guess what? He's not the first person that would be blackballed in sports, nor is he the last.
This is what I'm saying.
And not only that,
and also,
but the guys have to be called out, like Stephen A. and all the rest of these guys, because what they didn't do was their homework and research to figure out what was actually going on. They jumped conclusions, and it wasn't right because actually Colin was right on the right side of things once again. Yeah. And in this time,
let's not lose focus on what this is about.
Yeah.
Ultimately, Colin Kaepernick found a way to protest the police brutality that clearly takes place at a higher clip against African American citizens in the United States. And this was the way that he used his platform. And guess what? Just like everybody who does the right thing, he has to pay for that. Right. He has to sacrifice something. And what he sacrifices is his employment. I don't really know if he sacrificed much money, to be honest.
Well, he did because he gave it.
That was his choice.
That was his choice. He made his own.
So I don't know if he sacrificed any money, but he sacrificed a lot, and he's gained a lot because he gained the support of the people. The Cap is the people's champ. If Colin Kaepernick would have walked in that arena tonight at the MGM Grand Theater and they would have put him on the screen, the place would have went stone berserk. He is the people's champion.
He is.
The culture loves Colin Kaepernick. So, there's a win and a loss, and ultimately, let's get back to the fact. What can we do to curb police brutality?
Right.
This is what I want to know about. Moving on. Really quickly, we really want to just talk to you about Wilder and Ortiz, but we're going to throw some other stuff in. Major League Baseball Hall of Fame voting came out, and here's the ballot. You tell me. What I understand, you get to pick 10 of these guys. You listening? Bobby Abreu, Josh Beckett, Heath Bell, Barry Bonds, Eric Chavez, Roger Clemens, Adam Dunn, Sean Figgins, Rafael Furcal, Jason Giambi, Todd Helton, Raul Ibanez, Derek Jeter, Andrew Jones, Jeff Kent, Paul Konerko, Cliff Lee, Carlos Pena, Brad Penny, Andy Pettit, J.J. Putz, Manny Ramirez, Brian Roberts, Scott Rowland, Kurt Schilling, Gary Sheffield, Alfonso Soriano, Sammy Sosa, Jose Valverde, Omar Vizquel, Billy Wagner, and Larry Walker.
It's a serious list right there.
That's a serious list, Chop.
That's some heavy medicine right there.
It's a heavy medicine. 10 names on that list. I would love to see a guy named like Sean Figgins, even though Sean Figgins doesn't have a Hall of Fame numbers. If you watch Sean Figgins play, Sean Figgins was a factor in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, he changed the Angels' whole culture at that point.
He sure did.
He's
he
the
was
one that took
clutch
the victory,
ball player.
But I can't give him the Hall of Fame.
I can't give him the Hall.
The Hall, is an elite thing, and I don't just like to pass out the Hall.
No,
lightly.
It needs to be elite.
Bobby Abreu's not.
No. Bobby Abreu, no. Josh Beckett, maybe. Josh Beckett
got him 3 rings.
Came out. Josh Beckett, yes. Yeah. Josh Beckett came out and dealt on a New York Yankees squad that was like all-time great squad.
Right.
And he shut them down. I remember being in college and watching him shut them down, and he was only like 21 years old or something like that.
Had the thoracic outlet going and everything, right?
Well, that was down the road.
But I think he pitched after that, though. He pitched well
with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
He actually pitched well for a little bit with the Dodgers.
Yeah, and I think that he's a Hall of Famer. Just not maybe his whole body of work, but winning those championships can take you over the top.
Takes you over the top.
And not only that, it wasn't just like he would.
He wasn't flashing the plant.
He wasn't. He did not.
He was the ace.
Yeah, he was the ace in Miami
and in Boston. He was the one. Bobby Abreu, no. Josh Beckett, yes. Heath Bell, no. Barry Bonds, no. Can't put him in the hall with the juice because Barry Bonds is arguably the greatest baseball player of all time.
Arguably,
but he went over the top with the juice. I don't want any of the juices in. Eric Chavez, no. Roger Clemens, no. Arguably the greatest pitcher of all time. Adam Dunn, no, and I love Adam Dunn.
Yeah, but Adam Dunn what is the lifetime average? 223 or something like that.
Max 240. Sean Figgins, no. Rafael Furcal, I love Furcal's work.
No.
Gave me too many DUIs. No. Jason Giambi, Juicehead, can't do it. Todd Helton, loved how he swung the stick. Can't give him the hall.
Why you can't give him Todd Helton the hall?
Todd Helton's in then.
Oh.
Todd Helton's in.
Todd Helton's in. He had a nice number. He played. People want to punish these guys for where they got drafted or picked or played. He did what he was supposed to do in Colorado, and he was actually a good ball player.
But was he a Hall ball player? See, I don't know.
His numbers say he was a Hall. Just because he didn't win a ring doesn't mean he wasn't a Hall of Famer.
We need to look at Todd Helton's numbers.
I need to look you up.
Look Todd up, John. Raul Ibanez, no, even though I love Raul Ibanez. Derek Jeter, forget about it. All of you guys sitting around masturbating, thinking of Derek Jeter doesn't deserve to go to the Hall of Fame.
Those are Boston fans.
You guys are insane. Don't even talk about baseball ever again if you think Derek Jeter shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, you can make an argument that Derek Jeter is an all-time great Yankee, and that's saying a lot.
Saying a lot.
Crazy. Andrew Jones, I got a no on him. Now, here's a tough one. Jeff Kent.
I don't think Jeff Kent's a tough one. It's a no.
I was about to say, he's a jerk, and I don't even know if he got 2 rings or 1 ring.
I don't know, but it was enough. But he
gave
gave enough, but not enough for the Hall. The Hall is an elite thing.
It's super elite.
I mean,
and he ran down Vin Scully, which I didn't appreciate.
Yes.
Now the next man is going to the Hall in my book. Paulie Canerco.
I knew you was gonna say Paulie Canerco.
Paul Canerco's got to go.
No,
What, crazy.
Well, if you gonna not give Todd Hilton, you got to leave Paulie Canerco out.
I don't think their numbers are similar. Paul Canerco was a monster.
Todd Hilton
was a monster in the postseason.
Hits 2,519, home runs 369.
That's not enough.
Doubles 592, walks 1,335, runs scored 1,400, RBIs 1,406. He played in games played 2,247.
Todd Hilton's a hard no for me.
And total bases 4,292. Where is his
lifetime average? That's a no. You can't have under 3,000 hits, under 1,500 ribeyes, and under 400 bombs.
Well, I think that Paul Canerco might not be making it for you.
Look at him. Paul Canerco's a champion. Paul Canerco's in. Cliff Lee. How about Cliff Lee, child? What do you got for Cliff Lee?
Cliff Lee is yes.
Cliff Lee's in. Carlos Pena, no. Brad Penny.
Why would they even put him on it?
I don't know. But Brad Penny is my boy, and Brad was on that team, and he dealt.
He did.
But I got to go with the no on Brad.
Todd Hilton, lifetime batting average 316.
Nice, but not enough.
It's enough.
No, it's not. Are you crazy?
369 bombs, 316 average, 25.
Look at the numbers of people in the Hall, T. You sleep right now.
No, I'm not.
The Hall, you need 3,000 hits. You need 500 bombs. You need to not be Andy Pettit because he was on the juice. You need to not be J.J. Putz. Remember J.J. Putz? They used to love J.J. Putz.
Wait a minute. Your boy has 439 home runs. Paul Canerco.
Yes.
Bat 279. That's not that many more than
it's enough. The 400 matters.
8,393 at bats.
500 was a guarantee.
2,340 hits. He's not better than. I mean, I like Paul Canerco too, but he's
crazy.
We have to.
Manny Ramirez is out. Brian Roberts was a juicer too.
Manny Ramirez is out?
I'm not putting Manny Ramirez in the Hall. Manny Ramirez is a major juicer.
I thought he juiced at the end. He played at the end.
Yeah, Manny Ramirez was juicing in Cleveland. You know good and well Manny was juicing in Cleveland.
I did not know he was juicing in Cleveland.
With the rest of the guys that were juicing in Cleveland. The only guy that was not juicing in Cleveland was Kenny Lofton and Jim Thome. Those are the only 2 guys that I think that were not juicing out there. Other than the Alomar and No, he wasn't on the team at that time.
I think they were together.
I don't know about
Cliff
that.
Lee and
I say the offensive guys. I don't know about the defensive guys, but I'm not. I think Manny was juicing then. Brian Roberts is a hard no. Scott Rowland. I like Scott Rowland's work. I don't know if he's worthy of the Hall. Kurt Schilling, yes. Kurt Schilling seems like the worst person on planet Earth besides Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell.
Right.
But Kurt Schilling on a baseball field is a nightmare.
Somebody you don't want to run into.
You don't want to run into him in Game 7.
He was wild, too.
He will hit
effectively
you.
wild.
He
and mean.
New version of Roger Clemens, which is why it's very interesting that he's not on the thing. But the Hall is also supposed to be about you as a person. It's not just about your stats.
Yeah.
That's what the guys in the Hall have told me.
Yeah, that's not true, though, because there's a lot of guys who wouldn't be in there. Ty Cobb.
Yeah, but that was when it first started. That was the racism was still openly cool back then. So
everybody's doing it.
Everybody was doing it. I'm going yes on a Kurt, even though I'm not a fan of his personally. I think life has given him enough karma because he's broke and nobody likes him. Gary Sheffield, for me, is a yes.
Are you kidding?
Gary Sheffield is a monster. The next man is definitely a yes for me. Alfonso Soriano.
You going to give
Fonzie's to the Hall.
Fonzie.
You don't like Fonzie to the Hall?
No, I don't know.
Lifetime home runs. Look it up. Monster. Sammy Sosa can't get in. Jose Valverde, I can't let in. Omar Vizquel is a yes for me. Oh, the last three guys are a yes. Omar Vizquel's a yes. Arguably the second greatest defensive shortstop in history. Billy Wagner's a yes for me. I love Billy Wagner's work. And Billy Wagner's one of the first dudes that made it fashionable to throw 100 miles an hour consistently.
And be wild.
And be wild.
So your boy Fonzie, 270. Was that 412 home runs?
400 bombs for a second baseman?
2,095 hits. And 77.
He might not make it.
He's got this by skin of his teeth. He don't make it with me. I can't let him in. Those are nice numbers.
Nice numbers.
Not HOF.
What about Larry Walker?
Another guy in Colorado. I think Larry Walker numbers are through the roof.
Larry Walker balled in Montreal too, though.
Larry Walker would ball anywhere.
Larry Walker's a great baseball player. Wow, that's great, John. That's great.
Larry Walker, 313 batting average lifetime, 383 home runs, 2,160 hits, 6,907 at bats. His numbers aren't better than Todd Hilton's.
And he was an outfielder.
A right fielder. With a hose.
With crazy hose. Crazy hose. Wow. All right. Last thing I want to cover, and I just want to pose a question to you and to the fans. Because in real life, I'm not crazy for the NBA guys. I have to tell you this. I don't know about it. It's even though this looks like it's going to be a good season, I like that the Clippers are real. I like that LA is the center of basketball in the world because the Clippers are real and the Lakers are real. But my question to you all is this. Is Anthony Davis actually better than Brandon Ingram?
I don't even think that you would compare, because of the positions that they play. I would rather have that other complement of players than just one player like Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, we know that it's going to eventually get hurt, or he's been hurt already, and it's off and on. But literally, you can't say that, I would take, for myself, I can't say that I would give up 3 quality players for an Anthony Davis type player.
Right.
Because Brandon Ingram is actually showing everybody what he's about, not a one-dimensional player. He can do everything on the court, and he does it above average. He's just looking for his opportunity. And I heard a few people say, well, he couldn't coexist with LeBron, but if Rajon Rondo can coexist with LeBron, then so can Brandon Ingram. B.I.
Brandon Ingram is putting up insane numbers.
He's one of the best players in basketball right now.
Yes. And low-key.
Probably top 10, right?
Yes. And he was the same last year with the Lakers.
Same last year when LeBron got hurt, he carried the Lakers, but they decided that for some reason, something was stuck in their craw, and they were going to get rid of him.
They were going to get rid of him. And the kid's still only 22, 23. Yeah.
I mean, come on. He's got so much room to grow.
He really, you watch his game, he really looks like a slimmer prototype of Kevin Durant.
Right. I don't know if you can get slimmer than that. He's slim goody.
Yeah, they're both really skinny.
I like something that he does better than Kevin Durant is going to the rack. Kevin Durant goes to the rack, but he knows that he's actually unstoppable to the rack, so he uses his physical ability and his length to get to the rack, finger rolls and everything else. I just think that he just needs to bulk up still a little bit more so that he can, but maybe not though. The NBA is lightweight now. Everybody's lighting the trousers.
Yeah, it's not a big man's game.
Yeah, that's why AD
stacked with size.
Yeah, but they have height. They don't have size.
Yeah,
it's a big difference because even Dwight Howard's a light center. You know, that's why Shaq has always been down on him.
Well, Shaq's down on him because he called himself Superman. Shaq didn't appreciate that.
Didn't like that.
You know good and well what time it is.
But AD put on weight, you know, and hopefully it'll help him during the season.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Maybe
know.
that'll help him from getting hurt.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll keep him from getting hurt.
Maybe
All
that's
right,
what King
guys.
Kong needed tonight.
I don't think nothing was going to keep him from
Going to sleep.
Nah. I mean, he got up. What do you want from him? We're going to leave you now because we got to get to Vegas, folks. It's 11:30 at night, and Vegas is waiting on us. Going to leave you with a quote that I love, and I've given it to you guys before, and I just can't give it enough. And it's from David Elton Trueblood, and it is, a man has made at least a start on discovering the meaning of human life when he plants shade trees under which he knows full well he will never sit. Do things for other people, folks, because we're all in this thing together. You have been listening to The Ozone.
Ozone.
I'm just living the dream. I'm in love with the lights. This is not just a game.